Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda. This is Kevin
Hi there.
with A. Smith Gallery, and we're here today to talk about the Juror exhibition, Light.
That's right.
Light will be up until, I think, August 15th, and our juror was Laurie Klein. Kevin has her bio over here, and he's going to read that for us.
Okay. And we want to thank Laurie for doing this.
Absolutely.
She did
a great job.
She did a wonderful job.
Yep.
All right. Laurie Klein is the author of Photographing the Female Form with Digital Infrared, Hand Coloring Black and White Photography, and the first and second editions of Infrared Photography, Artistic Techniques for Brilliant Images. Her images have appeared in numerous national magazines and galleries. Laurie has an MFA in photography from Ohio University and a BFA from the Rochester Institute of Technology. A gifted photographic educator for over 40 years, Laurie teaches classes and presents workshops and photographic tours around the globe. The soft, passionate style of Laurie's landscapes and portraits in the landscape conveys the depth and richness of the feminine experience and the ethereal beauty of nature. Laurie began her infrared journey studying with Ansel Adams in the mid-1970s and continued to grow her love affair with the invisible spectrum throughout a career of commercial, fine art, and wedding photography. You can view a selection of your images, products, and educational opportunities on her website, laurieklein.com.
She's somebody that knows a lot about light.
She certainly does.
Absolutely. So she also wrote a statement about the exhibition, and Kevin's going to read that for us.
Okay. Light is one of the most fundamental elements in our creation, shaping our narratives and bringing our visions to life. When we blend light with our subjects, our stories grow magically imbued with depth and emotion. We see light or we don't feel. We see light or we don't feel. I'm messing this up. Sorry, Laurie. We see light or we don't. We feel light or we won't. It's an ever-present force that guides our eyes and our hearts. Without light, there would be no photography. That is certainly true. Congratulations to the many photographers who submitted work to Light. The range of incredible stories and artistic expressions was truly inspiring. Henceforth, let us continue to celebrate the beauty of light. It isn't every day that light and objects take on feelings and gestures. Truly, it was difficult during this exhibit. It was so open-ended, metaphorically and profoundly. That is what happened with Bob Tully. Not only were they urinals, but they represented a rigidity of a march, light to the quick, and so many conversations being told silently. Absolutely. Okay, thanks, Laurie.
So that statement will be posted in the blog along with this video that you're watching, so you can read it for yourself later on too.
I apologize, I didn't shave, so.
Oh, no.
My mother would be mad at me. She was not a fan of facial hair, so.
You're trying to say you're going to shave your whole beard off?
No, but I was going to
Just
shave
the other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't see
That's
it.
probably a lot more information than anybody needed.
Probably so. Well, one other thing I was going to say, during the course of this whole exhibition, I post everybody's image and on Instagram and Facebook. But on Instagram, you can go and you can like the image, and whichever image of the 55 gets the most likes, they're going to receive the Visitors Award. So please go and look at them and vote and pick your favorite or favorites or whatever makes you happy, right, Kevin?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get started.
Okay.
First up, as soon as he screen shares.
Let's wait till it does its thing. There
I
we
know,
go.
it's slow.
There we go.
All right.
And there's the A. Smith Gallery logo.
And let's go to the first image.
I think there we go.
Okay. So this image, it's like a big, long panorama. This is by Lisa Tang Liu and J. David Tabor. They've formed a group between the two of them that's called, oh wait, I lost it, Alchemy of the Unknowns. And they have a story about this, and I'm gonna let you read it, and it'll explain the whole image for you. But this is called Sunset Landscape, and it is part of the 27. And Kevin,
Okay.
there's their statement.
And it's a very well done image.
Yes, it's lovely.
Okay, Sunset Landscape came out of our year-long collaboration project involving a film swap between Lisa in Greater Boston and Dave in Phoenix. We are both photographers who returned to the film medium and connected on Instagram over the pandemic through similar hashtags. With all the divisiveness going on in the country, we thought it would be cool to take two very different places and see them in one image. And of course, coming from two photographers with very different backgrounds. One of us would photograph one roll of film, rewind it, and mail it to the other person, who would then make pictures onto what was already there. We never exactly know what the other put on the roll. We kept doing this back and forth for a year and ended up with 11 rolls of film. We call the project Alchemy of the Unknowns because film as a medium is already full of unknowns, but we're adding to the mix so many more uncertainties. To date, we still have never met each other. We have to give up control over our individual visions. For most of the project, we used Holga cameras, which are cheap plastic toy cameras with plastic lenses that offer very little control, infamous for blurry images and light leaks. This particular image came from one of the very last rolls we made. At the beginning of the project, we were very careful in trying to align the images. As a matter of fact, Dave was annoyed at himself for not having aligned some images. But toward the end, we just decided to roll with it and ended up with lots of pleasant surprises. The printing of the project images is ongoing, and we're trying to print in silver gelatin as much as possible. Lisa happens to have the physical negatives to this roll, and so she decided to print out these overlapping frames as one image. She printed the negative in 3 different silver gelatin print panels and assembled them together that resulted in this final image. Very nice. It's
Hit a home run on that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's evocative, it's spooky, it's very interesting,
Yeah.
very well done.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit confused about the process. So obviously they weren't aware of what they were photographing on top of,
Correct.
which makes this even more
Correct.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. It's very nice. Thank you, Lisa and Dave.
The photography gods are with them.
Okay. Next we have Allison Lake. Allison's image is entitled Glass and Light 11. Allison is from Monterey, California.
Wow. What is that?
Well, it's
It's
light through glass.
It's cool.
Shadow.
It's like
She had one in the previous light exhibit too,
it's a
which I think
planet.
was part of the same.
It's a planet from somewhere else.
It is. So Aubrey Guthrie. Aubrey lives in Hurst, Texas, but he doesn't really. He lives in where?
Mandeville, Louisiana.
Yeah, that place. This is part of the 27. This is called Black and White Light.
Very well done.
Yeah,
Aubrey.
I love this, Aubrey.
Very nice.
This is a beautiful image. Well seen.
Yeah.
Well done. So next we have an image by oh, hope I don't screw this up. Baldev Singh Kalsu. He lives in Lake Oswego, Oregon. This is part of the 27 too, and it's called I'll get it in a minute. Intimate Nature.
You know, when I looked at this earlier, if you had to come up with an adjective that worked in this, it's kind of like immediacy. That came to me.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Why
like
is that?
well, it's just the general look of it. It's like I love this image because it comes at you immediately. I mean,
Okay. I get that. I get that.
Am I crazy?
Well, that has nothing to do with
apart
image.
from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is very cool. Thank you, Baldeep. This image, another part of the 27. This is by Blair Bowden. Blair lives in Floresville, Texas.
Oh,
You know where that is.
exactly where that is.
It's just
wonderful.
not that far from us. Wait just a minute. This is called Here in the Invisible Corridors, and she does have a statement about that.
Okay. There are moments where our visual perception is tested, creating a moment where the invisible become visible to the naked eye. The landscape has an innate quality to conjure this type of moment during twilight that allows its changing light and emerging shadows to transform into a plane for liminal space to become visible. Liminal space is described as an in-between space, a space of transition, and a space of waiting or anticipation. The landscape is a place that naturally changes with just a slight shift in light to dark. This is when its shadows begin to transform into a distortion of the familiar and become a place of transition, as if to allow a door to be opened to somewhere else, leaving its inhabitants waiting at its threshold. The imagery for thresholds is accomplished by merging my experience and understanding of liminal space, time moments, through visual explorations of space, time, and shadow. Using the natural landscape as inspiration to construct artificial landscapes into hand-built sets using found and handmade objects, each set is then lit, creating a new landscape of shadows. These shadow landscapes are then photographed and edited digitally to create elongated and window-sized images. In the shadows and changing light, the small things that are hidden away begin to surface, allowing for the perception of that moment to be altered. These encounters create a window into liminal space. So she created that.
She created that.
Wow.
So another thing I forgot to mention is that people have websites, and the websites are on our website, and go and look at her website and see exactly what she's doing. And the images she's created, because they're really, really amazing.
That's really cool. You know, we were just talking about liminal spaces with another photographer yesterday.
Yeah.
And another way to express it is thin. What was it?
Thin places.
Thin places.
Yeah.
Thin places. Yes.
So Lev Spiro was who we were.
Yeah, and it had something to do with Celtic.
Yes.
Yeah, Celtic mythology.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, this is just lovely.
Very cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Bob Tully.
Bob.
You want me to tell anything about him first? Bob lives in Santa Monica, California. And so Bob's got two images in this exhibit. And this particular one is entitled, I'm going to find it in a minute. It's entitled Evening Stroll on the Palisades. It's beautiful.
Bob and I are actually brothers. He was kicked out of the family
That is not true.
because he was smarter than everybody else.
Go to the and the next image of Bob's.
That's a wonderful image.
It is a beautiful
Yeah,
image.
he's really, the way he's working with light and color now is fantastic. So
this image actually got the Jurors Award. This is called the BU. And do you know what the BU is?
No.
So the BU is an abbreviation for Malibu. So we shot this somewhere in Malibu.
That's right. I remember.
You'll have to ask him that.
Yeah.
But that's what the BU means.
Yeah.
And this did get the Jurors Award.
The monumental urinals. I love it.
Bob received the Jurors Award in another exhibit, Water. And we just did a solo exhibition with him.
Yeah.
So here he is again.
Did he write anything about that?
He did not.
Okay. Well,
that's okay.
I'll have to talk to him.
He's busy with the other exhibit. Okay, this image is by Candia Peterson. She lives in Walton, New York. It's called Pillars of Wisdom.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Really cool. I like the graphicness. So we have two images here by Carolyn Parker. Carolyn lives in Cincinnati, Ohio. And this particular one's, I can't talk today. This is called Forest Hymn.
Him like Hymn.
Hymn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And her next image, this is a self-portrait.
I really like this.
I love this.
Yeah,
this is part of the 27. And Kevin is going to read about it.
Very well done.
It's the title.
Moment of solace. We all seek shelter in our own way, camouflaged, sequestered, fortified for the sacrifices required to pursue our dreams. Stumbling, falling, redeeming ourselves, and receiving grace at critical junctures. Recalling this impromptu self-portrait, I'm reminded of the ragged, pervasive introspection. An unexpected chiaroscuro patterning seems to foreshadow the toll that this solitary gaze would bring to an elliptical narrative that quite possibly may continue to carry my pathways forward. Well said. Very nice, Carolyn. Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Yeah.
So that's a lovely image. So here we have an image by Kat Belshaw, who lives in Toronto, Canada. It's called Shine.
Very nice. Very cool the way the
Yeah,
light just pops out of there.
The colors are great. Thank you. So then we have two images coming up here that are, I'm pretty sure, from the same body of work. They're by Christine Pybus, who lives in Dallas, Texas. This one is called, oh, I hope I don't get them confused, Christine. This is called Journal of Dreams.
And there's another one.
Yeah, it's a lovely image.
There-
This
oh,
one,
wow.
yeah,
Very nice.
this was called Silent Night.
Yeah,
Isn't that beautiful?
it is, and spooky.
It is a little spooky. Thank you, Christine. Dave Hansen. So Dave Hansen has two images. Dave lives in Price, Utah. This particular one is called Red, White, Blue, and Black.
Wow.
Look at those strange light
There
thing.
is-
I don't know what he did.
There's a message there.
There is. It's a little
It's interesting.
spooky.
It is a little spooky.
Okay, and the next one is called Reflection.
And that's his also?
This is his also.
Wow.
This is part of the 27,
Wow.
entitled Reflection. It's a nice image. Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That
that's
also
beautiful.
has a message. We need to spend a little bit more time with it to figure out exactly what that is.
Well, they're on the website, so you can go back and
Okay.
look all you want.
All right.
Okay. So we have two images coming up here by Dwight Holden. Dwight actually lives in San Miguel, Mexico. And this particular image is called Tangled Embrace. I love
That's
this.
a beautiful image.
Yeah, I love them holding hands.
It's
And
just really nice.
we talked to him about this, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's a nice image. And this next one, which is actually a self-portrait, is called The Struggle. This is part of the 27.
I mean, it's just beautiful. The lighting is everything. It's
Yeah, he really nailed it.
really well done.
Quite beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Dwight. So now we have an image by Elizabeth Kale, who pretty recently moved up to South Dakota, Custer, South Dakota. And this image is called Portals. I can't quite nail it.
It's cool.
I know,
It's really cool.
there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And what the heck is it?
Interesting.
I keep going back to Chihuly and the
Yeah,
Globe.
yeah,
but
yeah.
That's not what it is.
No,
But
of course not.
yeah, it's very nice. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So we have two images here by Eric Newnham, who lives in Rosamond, California. This particular one is called Umbrella Girl, Chicago. I love the way that light hits that umbrella.
Very cool image.
That's very nice. And this one reminds me of one of our friends. This is called Light Leaks. Is that Daily Plaza? Did you say it Daily
Yeah.
Plaza? Chicago. And this is part of the 27. So we have a friend that worked in a building that looked down upon this, and
Yeah.
she photographed this same sculpture for years.
Yeah.
So it's good to see it again. I
This is
like it.
really nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. She did it in color. These are cool. Very nice. Thank you, Eric. So now we have two images by Florian Nydecker, who lives in Vancouver, Canada. This particular one is called Untitled.
Wow. That's interesting.
It is. I'm not sure what it is either.
It's,
It is.
they're coming for us.
Okay. And this next one, I love this. It's called Whiskey Jack.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you, Florian. Those are great. So our old friend Jeffrey Agrons lives in New Hope, Pennsylvania. This is called The War Will Still Be Here Tomorrow. And it is part of the 27.
Really nice image, Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeffrey has a definite knack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. So another friend, Honey Walker, she lives in London. This is part of the 27. It's called The Night of a Thousand Sorries. And
Saris or sorrows?
no,
Saris.
like
Like
know,
dress
like
saris.
dresses,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
And she does have a little blurb about this.
I love this. It's
Yeah, I love all those
there's
squiggly
a
things going on.
tremendous amount going on there.
Yeah.
I took this image as a multiple when visiting India earlier this year. We were staying in a town called Bundy. It's a magical place full of generous people who have very little but are eager to share what they do have. I was lucky enough to witness a wedding, the women dancing and singing in the street, a myriad of swirling saris glinting in the sunlight. The festivities continued well into night when stars appeared and swifts swirled in the dusk. This image is my memory of that magical day and night. Wow, that's gorgeous.
Yeah,
There is so much happening there.
yep. Colors are great. All good.
And then the treatment, I mean, it's just so well done.
Thank you. Do you know who that is?
No.
Oh, yeah, you do. Jamie Ladish. So
Ah,
Jamie lives in College Station, Texas. And this is part of the 27. It's called When We Were Stargazing.
is that hand colored?
You know, I'm not 100% sure, but well, she has digital pigment print, so
It may not be, but
maybe
Jamie
not.
is a master at hand coloring on
Absolutely.
photograph.
This is just a stunning
It's
image.
beautiful.
Well
The
done.
overall tonality of it is really cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Jamie. So Jeff Shiwi. Jeff's got a couple of images in here. Jeff lives in Chicago. And this particular image is called Two Birds Along the Lake. Now, you got to look carefully for those two
I
little
see
birds,
those
but
birds.
they're up there.
Well done, Jeff. Jeff
Yeah.
is a really, really good photographer.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. That's a great image. And his other image is part of the 27, and this is called Waves Swirling on Iceberg. This is one I have trouble wrapping my head around too.
It could be many things.
It could.
I like it.
It could. Nicely done. Thank you, Jeff. So we're moving on here. This is Jill, oh boy, Van Hogenstein. She lives in Sunnyland, California, and this is called With Free Hands.
What's great is that shadow.
Ah,
The shadow is wonderful.
it is a great shadow. She had a whole series of these that she entered.
It's almost as if somebody interpreted what her shadow would look like,
Yeah,
cut it out, and
exactly.
laid it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So Jim Bird. I think Jim has a couple of images in here. This particular one is called Morning Light, and it's part of the 27. Jim lives in Garland, Texas. Isn't that amazing?
Really nice
That
photograph.
one blue eye showing. Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful image, Jim. Nicely done.
Is
We
him
only-
also?
No, we didn't. I lied.
Oh, okay.
He only had one, but it was a really, really nice
Yeah.
image. This image is by Leonard Jeweler. He lives in Washington, D.C. It's part of the 27, and this is called The Confrontation. And he wrote a little bit about this, about
Okay.
what's going on there.
My photo, The Confrontation, was taken at Rockefeller Center in New York City on Christmas Day in 2015. It was evening and I decided to take a photo of a street vendor. As I was adjusting the camera settings for a night shot, a policeman stepped into the frame and threatened the vendor with arrest if he didn't move on. He said it was Christmas Day and vendors were not permitted there. I caught the moment of the confrontation. This was fortuitous timing. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, the one blowing over here on the right's going, uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the policemen are bullies there. That guy's not hurting anybody.
He's just trying to.
And people were
feed
hungry.
people.
People were hungry. That's a great shot.
Yeah, it's a nice shot. Lots of light. So we have two images here by Linda Caldwell. Linda lives in Istanbul, Turkey. This particular image is called The Cyclist, and it is part of the 27. And it is just amazing.
Really nice.
Really
Yeah,
love that
really,
image.
really nice.
Very nice. And the second image is called
I love this
The
one.
Potter, which is just a stunning image.
Yeah,
And we did give her the director's award for this image.
yeah, it's just gorgeous.
All that smoke and
Yeah,
yeah,
the lighting.
light and wow.
Yep,
It's a wow.
it's definitely a wow.
So this is by Lisa Miller. I love this image too. She lives in La Jolla, California. It's called Photo Booth number 3, and it is part of the 27.
I love photo booths. I have a lot of photo booth pictures.
But it's so odd to take people going into photographs of people going into photographs. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
nice.
That woman looks so familiar too. So Mark Batista, he's got a couple of images here and he wrote about them too, Kevin.
Okay,
This one is called, what is this one? This one is called Fall. So I'll let you read about fall right there.
this image is from a series that I created that uses the theme of the 4 seasons. The seasons become a metaphor for the various stages of life. Fall thought its use of imagery, lighting, and color expresses the concept of transition and the feeling of letting go, of time slowing down, and of the faded memories of youth. Nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that image.
Beautiful image. Yeah, the colors, the lighting, it's all good.
Yeah. Very nice, very nice. And it is part of the 27th, if I didn't say that. And the next one, this one is called Sloth.
I love the title of this.
So read about that.
The image Sloth is from my 7 Deadly Sins series. The images explore the concept of sin and encourages the viewer to take an assessment of their own life. Sloth was composited from multiple sources and merged into an image that uses objects, shapes, and color as a metaphor for sin and the idea of not living up to expectations. The compositing technique was heavily influenced by my years of working as a painter. I find a strong relationship between composite imagery and painting. The series was created during lockdown while at the height of COVID. Limits imposed on traveling and interacting with others actually inspired me to use family members and common household items to morph and modify into the composition. I found that the limits imposed on isolation at the time encouraged me to challenge my approach to image making. Well done.
Wow.
Very, very nice.
He was productive during
Yeah, no kidding.
during the lockdown. Very cool. Thank you, Mark. So this is Mark Collins. Mark lives in Dallas, and it is called Opaque Plant Life, and it is part of the 27. And Mark wrote a little piece
Well
about that.
done, Mark. That's a really
Yeah, I
nice
love that
image.
image.
My image included in the light exhibition, Opaque Plant Life, was what I call an accidental opportunity for the making of art. Art can happen anywhere. I had returned to my eye surgeon's office for a follow-up visit after an earlier procedure. As I sat in the exit area among the row of cubicles, I noticed the subtle beauty of a plant leaning into the opposite side of the opaque glass. The light and shadow play deserved to be captured. Though I didn't have a conventional camera with me, I used my iPhone 14 Pro Max in a RAW mode to make this image, an excellent camera that happens to be a phone. I find this experience all the more significant since it occurred in a workplace dealing with vision. Thanks to Laurie Klein, Amanda, and Kevin for selecting my image. Very nice.
Yeah, that's
really
really beautiful.
nice. Well seen.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mark. So this is by Marte Amato, who lives in Huntington Beach, California. The title of this is Running, and here's a little story about that right there.
Information regarding my image. This was taken at sunset in Arizona. Sunsets in Arizona are filled with red and yellow light. I stood and photographed riders on horses riding toward and then past me. Cool. Very cool.
Looks a little dusty.
It's a reinterpretation of the Marlboro Man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes, it is.
I like the fact that there's, it looks like a horse's tail coming into the corner
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's a beautiful image.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Mary Catherine Mesner, who lives in Chicago, Illinois. This is called Anticipation.
This is great.
Yeah.
I mean, just they caught it at the perfect moment. The attitude of the kid, the expression.
Yeah.
Great.
The colors are wonderful.
looks
It all worked really well.
Yeah.
Well seen. Thank you. So Matthew Hutchinson, who lives in London. This is entitled Forgotten.
Did he say anything about it?
No, we didn't.
Okay. You know, what's cool about this to me is the tonality of it. It almost has the look of an old master painting in a way.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a little deceiving too, because you're looking right straight through that car and you don't
realize.
You don't realize.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Matthew. So this is called Stairs. It's by Matthias Kemp, who lives in Hamburg, Germany.
Nice.
This one I had to look at for a while to figure it all out.
Well, I don't know that that's important.
Well, I know that's true, but
Yeah, very nice.
you know the way I am.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Thank you. So Michi Wong. Michi lives in San Francisco, and the title of this is Surveying.
This is great.
Isn't that great?
I wonder who that is on the wall.
I don't know. Don't know. Who do you think it
It's
is?
a dead surveyor.
Maybe not.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very nice. Thank you, Michi. Nancy Edelstein, who lives in Seattle, Washington. This is called Double Take, and it is part of the 27, and she wrote a little bit about it. She doesn't, I'm not sure she's gonna like that we're reading it, but that's okay.
Why?
We'll just go on and read it.
What do you mean? She's not
Because
gonna-
she thought she didn't write the right thing, but go on. It explains the image, so we
Okay.
can talk about it.
This is a unique image of an image printed and reshot, adding a new moment of direct light landing on the curved print, resulting in a layered response. It is part of my ongoing series on light called Double Take.
I think that's great.
Yeah, what's cool is the fact that she's warped the picture plane to this thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
rephotographed it and put some
Yeah.
more light on it. I love the idea of taking photographs and rephotographing them in
Yeah,
another way.
absolutely.
So, excellent.
Kudos.
Thank you, Nancy. So this is Natalie Faye Green's image. This is called Wrestler. I'm
Are
sorry.
you wrestling? You did a lot of wrestling when you were young.
Okay, Kevin. Wrestler, age 14. She lives in Potomac, Maryland.
That's a cool shot.
Ain't it cute?
Yeah, that expression.
Yeah, I love
Lighting.
that.
Yeah.
Great image. Thank you, Natalie. Peggy Reynolds. This is her image. It's called No Place to Go. It is part of the 27. She lives in Essex Junction, Vermont.
Nice.
It is. It's a nice
That
image.
reminds me of that image I took of well, I'm too old to remember his name now.
Okay. It's a very nice
Very
image.
nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Peggy.
Cool.
So this is Pip Shipley's image. He lives in Belmont, Massachusetts. It's called Transcending.
That's kind of a freaky image because we don't know what's under that plastic. That's what's
Exactly.
cool about that. It's intriguing.
Why does it have plastic on it in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice, Pip. Thank you. Richard O'Neill. Richard lives in Thousand Oaks, California. This is part of the 27. This is called Yosemite Falls. And he has a nice little story about this. You can read right there.
Yosemite Falls for the Light exhibit was filmed after many years observing the subject. I worked during my high school summers in the 1960s in Yosemite, where I first became aware of Ansel Adams' photographs at the Ansel Adams Gallery. Inspired by Ansel, I started filming black and white in the park over 60 years ago. I've studied Yosemite Falls with my camera from many close-up and far-away vantage points. This photo will be my new black and white portfolio, will be in my new black and white portfolio titled Terra, which I am currently building. Cool.
So she has another little sentence right there. Read that little sentence.
My parents first dated while working in Yosemite before and after World War II. My wife and I married in Yosemite in the little park chapel. That's
Isn't that
great. I
cool?
love that.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
this has a lot of meaning. Yeah.
So I'll give another plug for one of our videos. Richard is a student of Susan Bernstein, and we recently did a as is Linda Caldwell, who we just saw. They both are Susan students, and we did a retrospective, I guess, of all of some of her Susan's students' work. I'll get it in a minute.
Right.
With Susan narrating. If you hadn't seen it, you ought to watch
Go
it.
to the website and check it out.
There is some amazing work in
Really
that.
nice work.
Yeah, really amazing. Thank you, Richard. So Robin Olive Wright, who lives in Langley, Washington. This particular image, she has two in here. This is called Reading Room of John Ryland's Library, Manchester. And she wrote something about this. You want to read that one first?
Reading Room of John Ryland's Library, Manchester. In the heart of Manchester, England, is a neo-Gothic architectural gem, the John Ryland's Library. I was particularly struck by its beautiful and peaceful light, especially in the reading room with its quietly lit reader. Yeah, that's cool.
It's beautiful.
It's a very nice classic type of image.
Absolutely. The light is wonderful.
Yeah.
And next we have this image, which I just adore. This is called Tippa from Australia. It is part of the 27, and she wrote about that right here.
It is particularly meaningful to me that this image was chosen for this exhibition and for the book of 27, because greyhounds and their welfare are my passion and is what got me into photography in the first place. Tip is an ex-racing greyhound who was sent from Australia to the US to find a forever home. Greyhounds are massively overbred in Australia and desperate to find homes once they are deemed no longer useful by the racing industry, especially if they're too slow or injured. Yeah, wow. Robin is very active in
Greyhound
the
Rescue.
welfare of
Yeah.
greyhounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does a wonderful thing and takes wonderful photographs.
Yeah, and this is just
Yeah, that's wonderful.
fabulous. I love this image. Thank you, Robin. So this is Sarah Jane Berg's image. She lives in Plymouth, Minnesota, and this is called Canyon de Chelly.
We were just there not too long
Let's be
ago.
here.
It's a really magical
Yeah,
place.
It is a magical place.
Really, really nice.
Nicely done. Thank you, Sarah Jane. Cheryl Hess's image. Cheryl lives in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's called In Flight. I love this.
This is a really interesting image because those obviously are what, like sheer curtains or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But they also have kind of a menacing look to them. I mean, it's like something's coming at you there.
Yeah.
That's well done.
It's all the way everything's kind of flat.
Yeah.
You kind of wonder what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that image. I like this one too. This is by Stephanie Johnson, who lives in Tiffin, Iowa. It's called Winter Ice Reimagined, and it is part of the 27.
Beautiful.
She does ICM, so I know that's what this
Yeah,
is,
it's beautiful.
but it's just amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like
More
that.
like a painting than a photograph.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. I love this too. I love a lot of these images.
Yeah.
This is by Susan Laracus, who lives in Center Sandwich, New Hampshire. It is part of the 27, and this is called Gazing Across Time and Space.
Gorgeous.
Isn't that wonderful?
The expression in the eyes and the face are just
And then you see that ghost image over there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
wonderful. The
really,
flowers.
really well
Yeah.
done.
Beautiful. Thank you, Susan. So this is by Taz Bentley, who lives in Dallas, Texas. This is called Resilient, and it is part of the 27.
That's a really nice shot.
That is a beautiful image. Really beautiful. Yeah. So then Wright Shickley, who lives in Palo Alto, California. This is called Fire Truck on Main Street, Jackson, California. And he actually has two in here. So that's the first one. And the second one is called Table for Two.
These are both really nice. I really like this one.
Yeah.
That one, there's just something about that.
Well, it's a pretty nice image to end with, huh?
Yeah. Is that the last one?
That is the last
Yeah.
one.
Well,
Yeah.
let's go have dinner there.
I don't think they're open. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Thanks everybody for entering and supporting the gallery
Yes. And please vote for your favorite
and
images
putting up with us. I know it's not easy.
and go and look at everybody's websites and check out all their beautiful work.
All right.
All right.
Thank y'all. Until next time.
Yep. Bye.
Adios.